Charles gives son tit for tat. Charles becomes king following death of Queen deal fatal blow to Has. Prince Charles has become king after his mother Queen Elizabeth II died at her Balmoral residence at the age of 96. King Charles III said, "The death of my beloved mother, Her Majesty the Queen, is a moment of the greatest sadness for me and all members of my family. We mourn profoundly the passing of a cherished sovereign and a much-loved mother. I know her loss will be deeply felt throughout the country, the realms and the Commonwealth, and by countless people around the world. During this period of mourning and change, my family and I will be comforted and sustained by our knowledge of the respect and deep affection in which the Queen was so widely held." King Charles III, who is next in line to the throne, has been the nation's longest-serving heir apparent, having been so since he was 3 years old. The new king, now styled His Majesty rather than His Royal Highness, will likely deliver a televised address in honor of his beloved mother. As the UK's new head of state, King Charles III will now undertake constitutional and representational duties which have developed over 1,000 years of history. He is also now head of the armed forces, as well as head of the Church of England, and also monarch of numerous Commonwealth realms. But if history is to be followed, King Charles III's coronation may not take place for several months and will also need to be planned in careful detail. When the Queen acceded to the throne more than 70 years ago in February 1952, her coronation did not take place until 16 months later, in June 1953. At that time, the Queen became sovereign in her 20s, but in contrast, King Charles III has spent nearly all of his life as a king in waiting. As a result of this long wait spanning more than 7 decades, this means he now becomes the longest-serving heir apparent in British history. In the coming days, he will meet newly appointed Prime Minister Liz Truss, confirm funeral plans, and tour UK with his wife, Camilla, who is now the Queen Consort and has the title of Queen. Charles became king with immediate effect due to the 17th century Bill of Rights, 1689, and the Act of Settlement, 1701. However, there must first be a formal proclamation of him as the new monarch at an accession council in St. James's Palace as soon as practically possible. Historically, the council, which is formed in 2 parts, has usually convened the day after the death of a sovereign. The Privy Council first meets without the sovereign to proclaim the new monarch and arrange business relating to the proclamation, before the new king holds his first Privy Council. Australians should brace for a shock to the system now King Charles III has succeeded Queen Elizabeth following her death, according to one expert. It has not been since 1952 that Australia has had a king, and during 7 decades, Queen Elizabeth has been a figure of widespread respect and stability. But the monarchy in Australia will see a big shift when the Prince of Wales succeeds to the throne, constitutional historian Ben Jones, of Western Sydney University in NSW, told 9news.com.au compared to his mother, Queen Elizabeth, people realise Charles is human, Dr. Jones said. His personal life has been laid bare and reflects his humanity, while the Queen maintains the romanticism and even mysticism of monarchy. With the ascension of Prince Charles, that cloak of near universal respect around the monarchy will be lifted, Dr. Jones said. People know Charles, like any other human being, has failings, including his first marriage. Dr. Jones said it will be a shock to the system when Australians realise their constitutional ruler is a 73-year-old British aristocrat.